Don't you hate when something goes wrong with your car and you gotta take it to your local mechanic? Although the part might be cheap, the labor still might range from anywhere to 80 to 100 bucks an hour. In high school, I realized that my passion is for cars. I've loved cars and I love to go fast, and nothing is more beautiful than a 1989 Mustang GT. At this point in my life, I feel as if that I want to pursue my career, being a car technician and mechanic. And today I'll explain to you guys why it's valuable to know cars and why you might be interested. Basic tools that all mechanics are going to need are going to be sockets, a whole bunch of different sizes because no bolts are the same size, and some wrenches. As you can see, I got a variety of different sizes. I'm going to take the tire off my car and give you guys a couple part descriptions. First, I got to start by popping off this little center cap right here so you can see all the lug nuts and start taking them off. Be careful not to break this because they're pretty expensive, believe it or not. I'm just going to explain all the basics. Alright, so this right here, this is the rotor. This is what the brakes press on to stop the car. And the brake pads are inside this thing right here. This thing is a caliper, and the brake pads just snap on in here. Back here, this thing that I'm grabbing right here, these are your front shocks, also known as your struts. And they go bad every 30, 40,000 miles, so you got to get those changed, quite frankly. Control arms, and that's about it. If you like saving money, being a car mechanic might be good for you because working on cars is quite expensive, like I said. For example, my first car was a 1998 Explorer. That thing was not perfect. Actually, it was far from perfect. I saved a lot of money repairing it by myself. I had to do the struts, the rear shocks, leaf springs, brakes, rotors. I also had to do engine repairs on it while I had the car too. I had to do upper and lower intake. And combined all together, if I would have took my car to the shop, probably would have spent upwards of 2,000 bucks. Instead, I saved money and I only spent $400 doing it myself. Second car, which is the one that I have now, is a 2002 Dodge Durango, the one that was in the video of me, the part description. A couple months ago, when the snow first hit, I was up at a parking lot drifting. I hit a pole, and it was considered total. I did not feel like spending $5 to go to a shop and have it fixed, so I started wrenching in it in my own garage. I got it torn apart in 3 hours, and then I had to wait a week to get all my parts. Just fixed it from there by myself, saved a lot of money. I only spent about $800 in parts. Taking it to a shop, I would have spent $5 grand. A car technician fixes trucks and cars that have been worn down over the years, as far as getting service too. Back in the day, there was a lot of mechanic repairs, but nowadays there's a lot of like electrical repairs because technology has gotten so advanced and the cars have followed with it. So like the cars, they have a lot of electronic components opposed to back in the day when it was just an engine with mechanical repairs. To become a car technician, you can take a variety of different paths. You can do vocational classes, which last 6 to 12 months. It doesn't get you a degree, but it gets you certified. Or you can go to college for it. Me, I'm going to go to Henry Ford Community College and take the auto repair shop. To do that, you still got to take all your basic prereqs and everything like that. And on top of that, you got to take some computer classes and electrical classes, since all these new cars have computers in them, so you gotta learn how to run those. Also, you can specialize in different areas of the cars. Like you can specialize in engines, transmissions, suspension. Those are pretty much just the 3 main ones. But I tend to get a degree in all those fields, so to do that, it's gonna take me 2 years. Depending on how good you are at working on cars or the type of training that you have in that field, depends on how much you get paid. On average, a car technician makes about $18.54 an hour, but the good mechanics typically make $25 an hour, and the master mechanics make $30 an hour. At my job shadow, I met a lot of really cool people, including the guy that I was working side by side with the whole time. I did a full 10-hour day, and it really felt like I was, working. And along with working, I was getting paid hourly, $11.25. I wasn't getting paid the amount that the full car technician does because, I was just assistant helper and I didn't really have any experience. Well, I did have experience, but, I didn't go to school or nothing for it. Just based off my knowledge. But while working there and helping them out, the shop foreman noticed that I knew a lot of stuff about cars and pretty much offered me a job. So now every Saturday I go back to the shop that I shadowed, which was Tire Tracks, and I'll be going there to make $11.25 to help out the guy that I was helping in my job shadow, which his name is Ward Bennett. So I think that's pretty cool. The thing about being a car technician is it takes a toll on your body. You gotta lift a lot of heavy parts and you gotta get in positions where it's not very comfortable, but you gotta do it because you gotta get the job done. And if you don't get the job done, then you might get fired. So being a car technician, it has its advantages and it has its disadvantages. One of its advantages is you save a lot of money because you know how to work on your own cars, and one of the disadvantages is the toll on your body over years. So I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation, and if you like working on cars as much as I do, or you like cars as much as I do, maybe being a mechanic could be a good job for you.